everybody. It's been a while since we saw each other. I wanted to fill people in, show a couple records I recently bought. The reason why I haven't done it in a while is I haven't been coming across too much stuff. There has been no big hauls or anything like that. I haven't been getting as lucky at the thrift stores lately, but I do have some things I bought personally from the record store. But let me start this video out by talking about a really awesome VCLT that I was very humbled by. Jim, as you guys might know him as, sorry I didn't do this beforehand, but he's it's Hank, a couple numbers, but I just actually start thinking of him more as Jim. But you probably already know him in the YouTube community. His links are his name right above here, actually. He told me he had a VCL package he was going to send my way, VCLT, and just came in. He sent it on Saturday. Oh, sorry, hanke414630. And it's really awesome. It's just really thoughtful, and it really means a lot to me. I'm going to read the letter in the back, which is really cool. He actually put it on like sort of the same box, so I was able to take it and put it in the back in the sleeve. And it says, hope it's okay with you, Jim. I usually like reading my letters. Hey Timothy, Rob Elovox had mentioned in a VC video that VCLT to him isn't necessarily about trading records with someone. It's just good karma to send something out to a stranger that you feel they'd enjoy, or maybe even something they've been hunting for. I enjoy your videos a lot, thank you. And since your faith is such a huge part of you, and because this album has such a hold on me, I had to snatch it for you when I saw it in Milwaukee a few weeks ago. There are entire books, podcasts, and essays dedicated to this record, so I encourage you to learn more as you listen. Keep your videos coming and enjoy. Best, Jim. And I never even knew much about this. I don't have anything by this artist before. Obviously, I know who she is, but I never really got into her discography, and I'm really excited. It's a double live album. It came out of the sleeve. He got me this, he mentioned to me once, it's Aretha Franklin, Amazing Grace, with James Cleveland and the Southern California Community Choir. And it's, man, plus, he must have got a good deal. He told me he got a good deal on this, but these records are in really good shape. I haven't spun it yet because I just got it like a day or two ago. I think it just came in yesterday. I didn't know it was a live album as well. It's really sweet. But I want to make sure that I really spend my time when I delve into this. And I have a lot going on right now. So, but it does mean a lot to me, Jim. I really appreciate it. It's been a while since I got to VCLT, and, you know, mentioning and putting that correlation between the vinyl and my faith is really important to me. And it's, you know, trying to take my hobby with my spiritual life and have a way to blend them into two. So I really appreciate that. I'm really excited to check this out. Amazing Grace, Aretha Franklin. It's so cool. I actually just realized that the text right here is almost like, it's very Pulp Fiction-esque. Maybe not Pulp Fiction, it's something else I'm thinking of. Another film. I'm drawing a blank, but it's really cool. Text right there. So thank you, Jim. If you want to check out Jim's channel. I'll show you the other couple things, just so you know what you're listening to. I really wanted you guys to know. This is from, I attend two churches, but this is the one I've been attending for the last couple of years now. The other one's a little bit more recent. My church is called Renovatus, which stands for a people under renovation. It's renovation in Latin, so it's sort of like their whole idea of no one's perfect, everyone's being renovated. They call it a church for dreamers, misfits, and liars. Non-denominational church, and this is their first worship album that came out probably maybe 4 months ago, a little bit more. It's called The Liturgy and the Shout, and it's really incredible. And of course it's incredible because the musicality mixed in with the spiritualness is unbelievable. But even if someone wanted to hear it just for musicality, I think everyone would be very impressed who's watching this video. I'd highly recommend just checking it out on Bandcamp just to get an idea for the feel of it. Not that you have to, you know, if it doesn't fit up your alley, that's fine, but there's been a couple people I've been wanting to mail some of these to. I just haven't bought some yet. People in mind I've been wanting to send to, but I'm going to try to get to it. The music's really beautiful, as opposed to more like a modern commercial worship that has this kind of standard sound these days. This is more, it's more a real music album. Every song sounds different. It's made by all different artists who have come together. The artwork is very beautiful too. You have the liturgy and the shout. You have the communion on the front there. A little baptism scene on the back. There's 9 songs. It's a 50-minute disc. It's just a lot of really great, interesting things going on here. I hope you can hear some of it pretty well. And the CD is really great. It has the same pink artwork on it, the actual CD itself. So let me show you some of the stuff I got. I haven't listened to this one much yet, but I've been really meaning to. I picked this up very briefly a few weeks back. I was kind of surprised because I didn't know that this man did any solo work. I never listened to his solo work. The big man himself, Clarence Clemons. I found this on the Goodwill, 50 cents. Clarence Clemons and the Red Bank Rockers. The album's called Rescue. But I did throw it on briefly just to see how it sounded, like one song or so that day, because I was busy that day when people were over at the house. It also has a guy named John J.T. Bowen. He does the vocals. And this is from 1983 in Columbia. And yeah, I mean, I remember it sounding really cool. It's just some really cool rockin' stuff, sort of like in like the same boat maybe as Bruce. So I thought that was really fun. Man, the cover is so cheesy, you know? This is really cool. This takes, I think, a couple of listens too to start really appreciating it. This is, I found this actually I found these three at the Goodwill actually here. This is Chick Corea, My Spanish Heart. What's interesting is I didn't realize till after I had this, and I looked more into, I have this, and I have another Chick Corea, the Leprechaun album, which I've shown on the Facebook group before, and then I have Return to Forever's Romantic Warrior, and I didn't realize that all three of those records, the only ones I have that involve Chick Corea, all came out in 1976. So it's kind of interesting to see a snapshot of him in that year by listening to it. I think the Leprechaun's really cool. It doesn't get that great reviews, but everyone like is very. This comes very herald, and this is like a very big album for him out of the ones he put out. But 4 sides. 2 of the sides are actually suites. 3 and 4 are suites. You think he went to Latin America or somewhere and came back with this influence of his homeland and decided to make this, you know, record that mixes his jazz fusion and his classical and Latin influences. And it's really cool. I'm really glad to have this. So, My Spanish Heart, Chick Corea. And this one reminded me of San Antonio a lot because I was at San Antonio with Mary for Christmas this past year, and there's a lot of it's a population, it's a lot of Latino people in the population, and we went to this very specific Mexican restaurant that I can't remember on the top of my mind right now, but I'm sure Raul knows what I'm talking about. It's right. It's it's very famous actually. Anyway, and we had mariachi band played for us and stuff like that. So that music just kind of reminds me of it now because I had a really good experience there. This is from 1985 on a record label called Vaya. It's Celia Cruz and Tito Puente. I'm gonna butcher it by the way. Homenage à Ben Amor. But and I thought the cover looked so interesting, and I didn't know what I was gonna get. And I've been really intrigued with listening to, you know, foreign language records recently, between the Russian one I found back in San Antonio and the Edith Piaf I've been listening to. It's been really fun, so I wanted to check this out as well. The record label is sweet, and Vaya always makes you think of the Mars Volta. I just really like this. It's very clean cut, and it's just really, really good Latin music. Makes me want to go salsa dancing with Mary, which I know she always says that she wants to do. So maybe we'll just start practicing in the house. I listened to this once or twice. I really like this. Mary recently went to a conference in Nashville at that really huge, freaking massive hotel, the Opryland Hotel that has like 2,700 rooms, and she had a lot of cool people. She met a lot of she got a lot of books signed and a lot of free books, and got the authors to sign them and gave me one as a gift. There's another book she had on biblical couples in the Bible. And this musician performed there, and she really enjoys him. His name is Andrew Greer, and the album is called Angel Band, The Hymn Sessions. And you just don't see, like, I don't really see it often, any, like, modern day, you know, contemporary Christian musician artists who are doing pressings on vinyl. So she got this for me when she saw it, which was really awesome. And I listened to it once, and I enjoyed it. And then the second time I listened to side one the next morning, and I really enjoyed it a lot more. So, and the record label is on MAM Records, and it came out just this year, 2012, past year. These songs first opened my heart to God. Their verses and melodies have cultivated an ongoing conversation between my best friend and me. I hope through listening you discover a similar dialogue. This is the Psychic Ills. I know Andreas had shown this. I know I've seen it some other places before, but I remember him showing specifically, listening to it in one of his last videos. And it's really cool. I'm really down with it. It's on Sacred Bones Records. As I mentioned last, I was very intrigued with Sacred Bones Records, and I bought Zola Jesus, and I really enjoyed her work. So now if I see, now I'm sort of looking into it and what other good stuff I can find. I still haven't listened much to the Men. Remember one time a few years ago when their first album came out, I did, but I didn't enjoy it that much then. But, times obviously have changed very much so since then. And I heard the new record. My buddy said he really liked it when he heard it on NPR. So maybe I'll look into the Men more. But this is the Psychic Ills. This is their 4th album. 10 years they've been around. It's the only thing I've known of them. But supposedly they've had quite a journey from really out there type of rock and psychedelic. But supposedly this is their most, commercially and straightforward that people can get to. But it's still very, it's all on 4/4 time, and it's very desert rocky, very psychedelia, and I really, really enjoy this. So this is an LP recorded in 2012, One Track Mind. I highly recommend checking this out. It's just really cool. Sort of like heroin tinged in a way. You sort of want to sit on your rug and sort of like let the rug just suck you in while you drown in this music. It's really good stuff. And then they have a little single that I got with it, that came with it at the Lunchbox Records, Psychic Ills, Radar Eyes, The Gods, and there's another one on the other side. So a little 7-inch for free. And I only paid like $15 for both of these, so it's a really good deal. I got Men Without Hats, Rhythm of Youth, which is awesome. Has Safety Dance on there, which I love. So yes, it's really cool. 80s music, 1983 on Backstreet Records. And this record's really good. It's their first release. I'm glad to have this one. And it was really fun listening to it. So I just freaking love that icon. So cool. But Safety Dance is a classic, honestly. 2 more to go. This is Mount Moriah, Miracle Temple. I really enjoyed Mount Moriah. They're a North Carolina band from another place, North Carolina. It's not that far away. And I remember really enjoying their album from a year and a half or 2 ago that they put out. It was a little bit shorter of an album. And this is their major debut release on Merge. It just came out last week or so, a little bit more. I really enjoyed it. It kind of reminded me, when I listened to it for the first time, if you read the reviews, there's a lot of interesting things to say about this and how people say it's country. Well, what kind of country is it? And it's really just southern rock, southern music. The guy who's a guitar player in this band has like another project of his that's like really heavy metal. So it's kind of intriguing. It reminded me a lot of the stuff I've heard from the Cowboy Junkies. I don't have the Trinity Sessions though. I have another one that I kind of enjoy that I found at Goodwill, so it kind of reminded me of that. The lyrics are in here and I listened to it and I enjoyed it the first time, but I've just been a little busy like I mentioned, and I know I need to give this one more time, but I'm very happy to own it. So Mount Moriah, Miracle Temple. Now the one I have been spending time on when I have time for listening is amazing. This is Youth Lagoon, Wondrous Bug House. I can't recommend this enough to anybody. I started seeing reviews about it, and I was intrigued. I listened to one song called Dropla, and I was like, man, this sounds really interesting. And it's kind of dream popish, psychedelic type of stuff. And in a way, I was kind of wondering if it was going to be on my alley or not, but I just had a feeling, and it was. It's on Fat Possum Records. It came out this past Tuesday. I remember the days, either 5th or 6th or something. You can tell the artwork is great. All the lyrics are listed on the inside, just continuous lyric writing, and the picture in here is sweet as well. This is definitely for someone who's up their alley with flaming lips, most definitely. Also kind of like a Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's type of feel, but much more psychedelic, and it's very interesting. The gentleman's name is Trevor Powers, by the way. It's his little project. The first album I never really listened to from a couple years ago, and supposedly that one's a lot more minimalistic, and then it was recorded in his house, and this one was more like in a studio with a full band, and so they're kind of different sounds. But this is definitely the one that would probably be more up my alley. 10 songs, I think it's 45 RPM, 2 record set. I really highly recommend this. I have a feeling this is going to be a very big deal in terms of just being one of the top records of the year, and it's really, really fun to listen to. I've been able to play it kind of loud, but it's supposed to be meant to really play like freaking blasting, and I haven't had the opportunity with people in the house, and I want to try it on the headphones too. But there's a lot going on in this, so please check out Youth Lagoon, Wondrous Bug House. You won't be disappointed.